Hey YouTube, Forever Chi here, yes, in my Christmas onesie. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And I was talking to a sweet subscriber and she really enjoyed my last video, which was my eyeshadow palette collection. So I wanted to do a follow-up video just showing y'all eyeshadow palettes that I believe to be very woman of color friendly. Now, I watch a lot of YouTube videos from black people to white people, Hispanic, I'm a very diverse person when it comes to YouTube, and I take everyone's opinions into consideration when purchasing my eyeshadow palette. So, based on everyone's recommendation, I have bought a lot of good eyeshadow palettes that work for me, like every shade in the palette works for me, as well as some eyeshadow palettes that didn't really make the cut. So in this video, I just want to show y'all a few eyeshadow palettes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eyeshadow palettes that I believe to be women of color friendly. And if you're on the hunt for a good eyeshadow palette, these are the eyeshadow palettes that I personally would begin with. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first eyeshadow palette I'm going to talk about is the Urban Decay Born to Run eyeshadow palette. Now, as far as us being women of color, a lot of us are kind of scared to dabble into color. You know, me being in that category too, I tend to like stick to like my neutrals, my browns, my berries, my oranges. That's my kind of thing, the warm colors. But if I were to try to dabble into some colors, this is the eyeshadow palette I would reach for. Like, we have some blues, some greens, some browns, some golds, some reds, some berries, just any and every color you could think of, as well as our gold shades, our champagne shades. This is just a very nice and universal eyeshadow palette, and the eyeshadow quality is phenomenal. Personally, I do not like eyeshadows that are like powdery, and these right here are not powdery whatsoever. And like, you don't have to dip your brush in it too much to get amazing pigmentation. As you can see, it looks like I barely dabbled into this eyeshadow palette, but I promise you, I use this eyeshadow palette a lot and I honestly love it. Look at the packaging, y'all. Like, I feel like just looking at the packaging, someone wouldn't think it's geared towards women of color. They probably didn't make it with women of color in mind, but honestly, this eyeshadow palette is bomb, especially if you want to dabble into some color without going like crazy with the color. These aren't like too bright, they're wearable colors. So that's what I appreciate about the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. This palette costs $49, but you can always find it on sale for about 25 bucks, which is a steal. Or, you know, if you don't mind, you can probably buy it secondhand from sites like Poshmark, or, you know, maybe eBay, but be careful on eBay because people be trying to scam. But yeah, that's the Urban Decay Born to Run palette number 1. So the second palette I'm going to speak about also isn't really geared towards women of color, but this is the JACLYN Heal palette, okay? Here are all the colors on the back, and this is also another good eyeshadow palette if you want to dabble into some color without going too hard. So what I like about this eyeshadow palette is that you have a whole bunch of warm tone shades, as well as this little this little quad right here of like a purple, green, bluish shade, but the rest are like pretty neutral. And I love this little mustard shade right here. That's one of the reasons why I bought it, along with these 4 shades, really these 6 shades, because I love this green, this shade. But if you want to dabble into some color, this is another good eyeshadow palette to use. Definitely would recommend getting this eyeshadow palette. And this one retails for $38, but like I said, once again, you can probably find this eyeshadow palette a lot of different other places for a cheaper cost. Okay, so the next eyeshadow palette, okay, so these are more affordable ones, and these are this is from a black owned brand. These are the JUVIAS Place eyeshadow palettes. They range for about, you know, I don't think any of their eyeshadow palettes is above $20, and they always have sales. So follow them on Instagram, follow them, like, subscribe to their emailing list. Regardless, you're going to be able to find these on sale. So this is the first one I got. This is the Masquerade Mini. They have a Masquerade big one, but honestly, no one's going to get through that palette. Like, it's so huge. So I have the Masquerade Mini, and it looks like this. Oop. Okay. It looks like this. Y'all, if you want some color and you want some neutrals, this is the eyeshadow palette for you, girl. Okay, we have our blue, purple, magentas, green, pink. Like, come on. And once again, these eyeshadows perform. I will try to do swatches. If I don't, I'm sorry. But baby, these eyeshadows perform. Like, you do not have to dabble in it too much. It's just that I have on this onesie, so I'm not gonna do swatches, but hey. I think I bought this one for about $15 at Ulta, but worth it, definitely. You get a lot for your buck. So I like the fact that the bottom half is neutral, so if I ever want to do just a regular eye look, I can do it with that. And then the top half is like, oh, I'm feeling a little festive, let me throw some color in my life. There I go. So this is the Masquerade Mini by Juvia's Place. Definitely check this one out, especially for women of color. You do not need to like dig into this palette a lot to get the payoff that you need, and that's what we love. Okay, that's what we love. The next palette is again another Juvia's Place palette. This is the Nubian 2 palette, which I also love. This one is more on the, I would say a little bit on the cooler side. So we still do have like I said, don't laugh at it, y'all. Like, I use this palette, but I love that green, beautiful. I love this blue, beautiful. I love this orange, beautiful. But overall, this is just a nice overall eyeshadow palette. Once again, the payoff is amazing, and these pan sizes are huge. Like, it's gonna take forever to get through this entire eyeshadow palette, but it's bomb. I love it. And this one was still about around the same price, but honestly, these are like a bang for your buck. Definitely, like, I feel like these are really underrated. Like, more people should be talking about Juvia's Place eyeshadow palettes because they are bomb and their formula is amazing. Once again, like I said, I don't like the powdery eyeshadows, even though I'm about to mention a couple right now. Well, really just one. But I don't really like powdery eyeshadows. I like ones that are a little bit stiffer but pack a punch with the pigment. So the next eyeshadow palette I'm going to talk about is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. Now, Soft Glam has been trending for a moment now. Like, everyone's like talking about a soft glam look. This eyeshadow palette is called Soft Glam for a reason, because baby, this is Soft Glam in a palette, okay? We have all our shades. We have this like nice burgundy shade. We have our black. We have this beautiful gold. Like, just take a moment, bro. The shades in this palette is just amazing. So I really do like this eyeshadow palette, especially if you're like a neutral girl, which is more so what I'm into. Like, if you want like just one good everyday staple palette, I would definitely go with this one. The quality is amazing. These shadows are more so on the powdery side. It's not like crazy powdery, but it's on the powdery side, but like they blend out like a dream. So I can forgive it for that reason. But Soft Glam by Modern Renaissance. Soft Glam by Anastasia Beverly Hills is definitely a win. One of my favorite eyeshadow palettes from them. No, actually, this is my favorite eyeshadow palette from them. And I'm gonna show y'all my second best right now. I mean, duh, women of color, JACLYN palette. It's only right. The JACLYN ABH palette is like the epitome of women of color friendly. Every shade in this palette works for us, okay? Every shade. There's not one shade that's like, no. She's a dark-skinned black woman, and her palette was like, here y'all go. Y'all been needing this, here y'all go. And what I love about her palette is not just women of color that love it. Everyone loves it. It's a universal eyeshadow palette. Of course, some people might need to use a way lighter hand than others, but overall, look at it. I could cry. It is so beautiful. Look at it. That purple, bam. I love, what's the name? Trust Issues, because it does look like a stark white, but on the eye, it does not look like that. We have our purples, the golds, the browns, the duochromes, just everything. This right here is a bomb palette because it's definitely a way to go from day to night with one eyeshadow palette. So eyeshadow palettes, like buying them can be pricey. So personally, like, I am very specific when I'm buying my eyeshadow palettes. I don't really like buying shadows that I get like repeated in different palettes and stuff like that. So I really do like this eyeshadow palette because it's a great all-in-one. So we have our daytime looks, but then also if I want to throw a little bit of color, a little bit of red, a little bit of purple in my life, a little duochrome in my life, I can do it with this eyeshadow palette. So shout out to Jackie AINA. I keep it in the packaging because it's so cute for this eyeshadow palette because it's the bomb. Just like her. Shout out to you, sis. Okay. So yeah, those are my two ABH palettes that I love. I also do have the Modern Renaissance, but that one isn't really all that in my opinion. Okay, so the next eyeshadow palette, we're down to 2 eyeshadow palettes now. The next one I'm going to talk about is the Dominique Cosmetics Berries and Cream eyeshadow palette. I love this palette. I love the size of it. I love the size of the pans in here. I love the overall theme of it. Like, come on. Berries and cream. Y'all can see my camera. That's so cool. But yeah, we have all these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful colors. We have our browns. We have this, it also looks like a stark white. We have this taupey shade, this pinky shade. We have a black, which I always love in the eyeshadow palette. And we have this navy blue, which I'm living for. This right here is a gorgeous, gorgeous palette for one. Also, like I said earlier, oh, one more thing about the last 2 eyeshadow palettes. So the Soft Glam palette retails for $42, and then the Jackie AINA palette is $45. But like I said, you can find it on sale, find it on Poshmark. People are always selling things. This eyeshadow palette retails for $44. It's a Sephora exclusive, but you can buy it on the Dominique Cosmetics website as well. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 shades. 12 shades, and the sizes of the pans are big. Like, you're never gonna get through this whole thing. So I really love that for that reason. Also, like I said, I like my formula to be a little bit on the I forgot what the word I was using, the stiffer side. So these eyeshadow palettes, these eyeshadows are on the stiffer side, but the payoff is amazing. The blendability is also amazing. And overall, like, just, I mean, come on, look at it. If this right here is your theme of eyeshadows, then definitely, this is definitely ideal eyeshadow palette for you. So definitely check it out. Dominique Cosmetics is coming for our next. If I were to get another eyeshadow palette today, it would definitely be the Dominique Cosmetics Latte palette. So definitely check that one out too. I'm pretty sure that one is women of color friendly. That's why I want it so bad. So last but not least, we're gonna talk about the eyeshadow palette I'm currently wearing on my eyes. It's so cute. I don't know if y'all can really see it. Can y'all see it? Can y'all see it? This eyeshadow palette is the color RAINE Queen of Hearts eyeshadow palette. This eyeshadow palette is an oldie but a goodie. Everyone loves this eyeshadow palette. It's not just for women of color, it's for women of any complexion. The formula is amazing. Like, honestly, I feel like I underrated this eyeshadow palette until like really today. Like, I use the Your Majesty shade in here, which is this gold color right here. And when I tell you, like, one swipe is all I did into this eyeshadow palette. One swipe into it, and I put it on my eyelid, and the color like shows. It's like performing. On my eyes today, I'm using, what shades? I'm using Your Majesty. Let me see. I think okay, I can flip it all the way back. Great. Can you see it? Okay. So I'm using Your Majesty, I'm using Duchess, and I'm using Royal Prerogative. Those 3 shades to get my eye look for today for Christmas. And let me tell you, I look bomb. I look amazing. Shout out to this palette. It's an oldie but a goodie. I'm not really sure on how much it retails for, but I will list it in this video. But I'm sure that you can probably get this one on sale too, because it is an older palette. But out of all my palettes right now, I'm loving this one the most, because the shadows perform, and the colors in here is just like very day to night-ish for me. So It's very ideal palette for me. But overall, these are my eyeshadow palettes that I believe that every black girl should have. Let me just say it, like, y'all should get these eyeshadow palettes. You don't need all of them, but get at least, you know, a good two, three, you know. I'm over here doing, you know, too much with all these eyeshadow palettes because I don't even do my eyeshadow every day. But honestly, like, these are my more so reach for eyeshadow palettes because I don't have to try too hard with them. Like, a couple swipes on my eye and I'm good to go, you know. So yeah, thank y'all so much for watching this video, and I'll catch y'all on my next one. Please comment down below what y'all would like for me to do next. Thank y'all once again, and catch y'all next time. Peace.